Demoniacal Fit Counterattacking K is a third-party SH Figuarts style figure based on Goku's appearance in the Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F movie. The figure was released, I believe, at the end of last month in July, and is now available at selected online retailers such as AliExpress and 5K Toys. I live in Japan, so it was a little cheaper to ship from AliExpress. However, if you reside in the States, 5K Toys are based in the US and have the figure in stock the last time I checked. Some of you may already know the answer to this, and my mate Ace from Animated Heroes also mentioned this in his review as well. But is it just me, or does everyone who make Figuarts style Dragon Ball figures have beef with one another? By now, I think we all know that it's got to be more than coincidence that Tamashii keep one-upping Demoniacal Fit, but for them to take a stab at Kong Studios, I mean, that's where the name Counterattacking K comes from, right? This figure is Demoniacal Fit's answer to Kong Studios' rendition of Whis Goku they released not too long ago, right? Anyway, I just think it's funny, and if the beef is actually real, I hope that we collectors just get better figures out of it. But moving on to the actual figure itself, Demoniacal Fit, or maybe I should be giving credits to the sculptor, Possessed Horse, has done an excellent job with this release. From what I can tell, Possessed Horse has sculpted a lot of new parts for this figure, only reusing the face plates which are from the Super Broly movie Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the arms from the Goku 2.0 mold, and the legs from the most recent Vegito Blue, which I think was a great choice on Demoniacal Fit's end. It kind of gives some variation to all the 2.0 Gokus out there and uses a body that's, only been used once so far. Everything else is new, including a beautiful new hairpiece, which we'll take a closer look at later, a new torso, which I think is really well sculpted, and a great representation of the Whis Gi. I love the belt and how full it looks. A problem I had with the Tamashii official release, the tied ends of his belt just has a lot more volume. It's not flat and actually has some dimension to it. The knot is on a swivel, so you can position to make it look like it's blowing in the wind, or just have it, laying there in a neutral position. And yes, both parts are a softer rubber plastic, so you won't have to worry about scratching your figure. One thing to note is that you don't want to be too rough with the knot. Mine unfortunately came like this out of the package, but the left tassel has a slight tear to the base of the knot. Just got to be a little bit careful not to pull on it too much. The bottom half of Goku's gi is also a softer rubber plastic. It's one piece that splits in half at both the left and the right sides, which gives you all the leg articulation freedom you need without getting in the way. We get newly sculpted boots and longer armbands to complete the Whis Gi look, but the highlight, for me personally anyway, would have to be the beautiful head sculpt. I think it's a perfect balance between size and volume. It's not too big or too short, and has, I think, just the right amount of individual strands. The edges are sharp and angular, which I prefer in a Super Saiyan style hairpiece, which is one of the reasons why I prefer it over the Tamashii official release. The head sculpt on that figure was, I guess, more wispy, or what I like to call Saint Seiya-ish, in my opinion. But what really sets it apart from other Super Saiyan Blue head sculpts in the past is the extra piece of hair sticking up and out on his bangs. Goku has been drawn and animated as Super Saiyan Blue in so many different ways, sometimes with this extra piece of hair, sometimes without, sometimes with two strands sticking up and out. But for me personally, this look here, which I identify as the Toyotora inspired look, is Super Saiyan Blue. As for the colors, Demoniacal Fit has gone with a lighter, more teal blue, which, depending on the source material you're going from, may differ. But I do believe this shade of blue is quite similar to the blue that they used in the Resurrection of F movie. It's not quite metallic, but has a slight pearlescent sheen to it, which is quite nice. Again, the faces are borrowed from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie Super Saiyan Blue figure, which I don't mind at all, as some of these faces are probably some of my favorite for Goku. Some clean paint application on the blue wristbands, the black and grey parts of the boots. The chest area is also a very nice match to the rest of the skin tone, and of course, to finish it off, a very clean print of Whis' symbol on the chest there. As for shading, we do get some darker shades of orange painted around the areas where the wrinkles of the gi would cast some shadows, which is a nice touch to what I would say is an overall aesthetically pleasing figure. Nice work, Demoniacal Fit. I know it's not fair, but every time I buy a third-party figure or accessories, which isn't too often, I always put it under the microscope just a little bit more than I would say an official release. Demoniacal Fit have, however, been, in my experience, pretty good in terms of quality control, but there are a few areas that you might want to watch out for. In saying that, this release has got to be the best feeling figure to date from all the releases I've held so far. The plastic is not too hard and it's not too soft either. It's got a nice balance that gives you a bit of flexibility, especially when you're trying to get Goku in those more extreme poses without feeling gummy. There's a really nice weight to the figure, plastic quality feels better than some of the previous releases, and the joints are tight and smooth too. Not really a QC issue, just something I think they could have done a little bit better, and I have mentioned this before, but make those butterfly joints the same color as the gi. It just looks better and gives the illusion that the joints are part of the clothing. Tamashii does this too, so it's not really a Demoniacal Fit thing. This is just a minor nitpick, but Demoniacal Fit should have sculpted an extra bit of plastic at the bottom of the bangs here. So when you connect it to the base head piece, it sits nice and tight. The way that it is now, when you move the head up and down and go just a little bit too far, it kind of pushes the bangs like up and out, leaving a small gap. Again, very minor nitpick, but also something easy to fix on Demoniacal Fit's end. The only other issue I have with this figure, and it's not really a QC thing, more of what I would call a design flaw, is the neck peg, or the size of the neck peg they chose to go with. It's the same neck peg they used on their Goku Black figure and is much smaller than the official release 2.0 Goku neck pegs, so you won't be able to do any head swaps without using some sticky tack, blue tack, or modifying it. But because the ball on the neck is so small, the head does feel a little loose and you can't get as much range as you would with a bigger ball peg, mainly with head tilts. I might change out the peg, but as it is, I really do wish Demoniacal Fit would keep Goku heads in line with the official releases. I mean, they already know us collectors are going to be mixing and matching our Goku heads and bodies, so might as well make the neck pegs the same size. Alright, so looking at articulation, nothing too surprising here. It's your basic Goku 2.0 body articulation. The head and the neck joint are independent pieces, so Goku is going to be able to look up that much, bury his head into his chest, about that much, side to side rotation of course, and you do get some tilt, but because of the size of the ball joint on the neck peg, he won't be able to keep that tilt position. You get butterfly joints, and Goku can move his arms into his chest about that much. There we go. But I'm really glad that with Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the upcoming Krillin figure that we're going to be getting next year, that Tamashii decided to update those butterfly joints, giving those two figures, and hopefully future figures, more range. And yeah, it looks like, you know, they'll be able to, those two figures will be able to, you know, strike those Kamehameha poses a little bit more naturally. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they turn out. We get rotation at the shoulders. Goku can move his arms up that much. The shoulder pads here are on those ball joints that are attached to his shoulders. You get upper arm swivel, upper bicep swivel, sorry. Double jointed elbows, and of course your hinges. And if I can get my camera to focus, hinges and swivels at the wrist. So this figure actually has some really good ab crunch. You can kind of extend it up and then bring it forward. It's a bit squeaky, but I find it, if you don't pop it out of the ball socket, like I just did, let me try to pop that back in on camera. Yeah, Goku gets pretty good ab crunch, I think. You do get upper torso swivel and lower waist swivel as well. Again, the belt is a rubbery plastic, so you won't have to worry about scratching your figure. The belt, the knot there is on a swivel, so you can position it in any position that you want. Again, these lower gi pieces here are rubbery plastic as material as well. So looking at the leg articulation, again, no problems with Goku doing the splits. And no problems with Goku doing the front and back splits either. We have upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, no boot cut, but swivel there at the ankle. Doesn't get too much range in his foot. That's as far as he'll bend down, and not much up either. Actually, you don't get any range going up. There is toe articulation, of course, but there isn't too much ankle tilt there, unfortunately. But all in all, pretty decent articulation for a, I guess, very familiar Goku 2.0 body.
So counter-attacking K comes with pretty much all the standard Goku stuff you would expect with a Goku release. Nothing too exciting, but it's got most bases covered. 4 interchangeable faces, which again are borrowed from the Broly movie Super Saiyan Blue Goku, 2 fists, 2 open palms, 2 blast hands, and 1 right instant transmission hand. No base form head unfortunately, but we do get a nicely coloured Kamehameha effect that uses a very nice teal blue that matches the hairpiece.
Alright, so let's do some body head swaps. Starting from the left, we have the 1.0 version from Tamashii of the Whis Gi from the Resurrection of F movie. We have the most recent Super Saiyan Full Power Goku, the Saiyan Raised on Earth, Kaioken 2.0, blue battle damage shirt from Ultra Instinct Omen, Warrior Awakening Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku, and Super Saiyan God Goku, the first one, not the exclusive that just came out. Still waiting for that, but let's do it. So as I mentioned, these ball pegs won't. Actually, they will fit the head, but the socket for the head is a little bit too tight, and you can force it in there, and it will fit, but in doing so, it'll loosen up that socket, and when it comes time to put this head back onto this body, it's going to be too loose. So you don't want to keep it, on these bodies for an extended period of time. So what I've got here, just to make things go a little bit smoother and to get this body swap done a little bit quicker, is I put some blue tack on the base of the head. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first body. Alright. Not too bad, I guess. 1.0 body. Head sits a little bit too high. Sorry about that, guys, but hope you get a good idea of what that looks like. I really like this side angle, especially how the hair sticks out like that. Next body. Alright, so I thought I could kind of one-shot it, but that didn't work out too well, and the blue tack thing didn't turn out too well either, so screw it, we're just gonna try and force the head onto these ball pegs, and hopefully by the end of it we didn't stretch out the ball socket too much. But here we have the head on the Super Saiyan full power body, and I think this looks fantastic. Again, that angle, bit of hair sticking out like that, looks awesome. Alright, next body, let's do this. So Goku raised on Earth, Saiyan raised on Earth. There we go. And again, if you like that, you know, tasseled belt look, then I think this works pretty well as well. Next body. If you want a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, the skin tones don't match up, but again, could work. Same body as the, you know, Saiyan raised on Earth, just the colors are different, but looks pretty cool. Next body. So we have Ultra Instinct Omen, and one of my favorite looks for Goku, the battle damaged blue ripped shirt. And again, this looks pretty cool as well. I like this a lot. Okay, next we have Awakening, Warrior Awakening Goku. Probably my favorite Goku, SH Figuarts Goku figure to date. Let's get that to focus. Looking very buff there. Ultra Instinct, shirtless Goku. And this works as well. Definitely. Not sure if we've seen Super Saiyan Blue without a shirt, but topless like this. But yeah, looks pretty cool as well. And I think for all those who are manga fans, will enjoy this one. Thinner body. Great looking head sculpt. Can't go wrong. I really like this actually. I think I might have this head on this body for a couple of photos. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Alright, now we're just going to do the opposite. So starting with my custom Super Saiyan Blue head sculpt, and it's based on the Super Broly Super Saiyan head, just with the modified bangs, and I painted it with a darker shade of blue. I like the look. Again, the two pieces of hair kind of up and, you know, sticking out of the bangs like that. I really like this look. It's very manga inspired. Alright, we're going to go with a base head. And again, these heads won't fit perfectly because the ball joint here is a little too small, but just to give you guys an idea. Base form Goku. Super Saiyan Goku. Super Saiyan Full Power Goku. Right, this might be a little bit better. Yeah, that's not too loose. I think that looks pretty cool. I really like this Whis Gi getup setup. We have Super Saiyan God. Ultra Instinct Omen. Hey, that looks pretty badass. And last but not least, we have Ultra Instinct Silver hair. Custom paint job. but that looks pretty cool as well. So is this guy worth the price of admission? If you haven't already guessed, my answer is definitely yes. Unless you already have the Kong Studios version and are satisfied with that figure, then you might want to skip this one. For me personally, this suits my collecting needs just a little bit more, and aesthetically, Demoniacal Fit is more in tune with how I picture Super Saiyan Blue Goku in this particular gi. If you don't have Kong Studios Whis Goku and are looking to replace your official version, I think there's enough new with this figure to warrant a purchase. Whether you are just starting out or have a couple of hundred Gokus in your collection, I think this is definitely an excellent version of Goku in a seemingly infinite sea of Goku releases. Like I said, despite reusing a few parts from existing Gokus, there is just enough new to the figure to keep it fresh, especially with the new head sculpt. Yes, unfortunately, the head won't fit on any other Goku releases. However, with some blue tack or a little modification, I think you can definitely make it work, adding to the limitless variations of Goku head and body combinations. Demoniacal Fit, I felt really up the ante with this release, not just with the new head sculpt, but also the quality and overall feel of the figure. It's definitely a step forward, and I hope Demoniacal Fit continues down this path. Anyway, that's all from me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Likes and comments are always appreciated. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell button to be notified of my next video. And with that said, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are the best. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, keep healthy, and until next time, Yoroshiku!